Welcome to the Outdoor Test Kitchen Podcast. I'm your host, Seth, along with Tim, and together we'll be discussing all things cooking, camping, and everything in between. We've got an exciting episode in store for you this week, so let's get started. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Hey, we're over here.
Come on. Get over here, guys.
All right. Well, hey, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome back to the show. As you see,
Hey,
it's
look at this.
A little different. We finished our build.
We
set.
We did.
As you see, this is our work table, our nice integrated table saw.
Got a table saw. Got a nice workable area. Storage area down below. Tools over here. Awesome stuff behind us.
Yes. So I'm really stoked. This is where we're going to be doing some build projects, different videos and stuff here.
We'll be doing a lot of really fun ones. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just excited.
We will. We finally got it all done, set up.
Yeah. We did.
I've piddled around and built some stuff. Like we've shot the AC pre, and then we've been starting to work on, and like we said, we've been testing that one cooler. We got another. It was only $120 cooler.
Yeah, we got another
way.
cooler.
So we're going to be testing and comparing different, like we said last week, of those. And this is kind of our new little space to do that for everyone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is. And actually, the cooler that we got originally for our new project, we're using it right now for one of the next segments coming up.
Yeah, so stay tuned. But I hope everybody had an awesome week. We sure did. That's for sure.
We sure did. It was cool. We had some lunch at a pretty cool place.
Oh yes, and that's where it's been really great. And I know when you're out there camping and you're in a cool spot, you don't have to cook every meal out at the campsite.
No,
it's a lot of fun to look in the area and find those really good kind of local gems. And we found one in a tiny little town.
Dude, tiny. It was, you basically could drive right past it.
Yes, if you blink, you'll miss it. And it was kind of off the beaten path, but dude, the architecture was beautiful. The scenery, the food. We had these, they call them quail knots, and they were basically a little piece of quail that they had trimmed, deboned, and then turned out, and it looked like a chicken.
It looked like a chicken wing, like a drum, yeah.
And then they had it in a truffle hot sauce that,
dude,
it was unreal. In fact, we went there for lunch, and then we actually said, "Well, hey, let's go back for dinner."
Yeah, so we went and had lunch, had that app. Had a couple sandwiches to try them out.
Oh, yeah, and a burger that was really good.
Yeah, and a Reuben.
You had the soup and sandwich, a Reuben and a roasted poblano. They actually ran out of soup, but, again, they went above and beyond and actually made one tiny serving of soup for him to go with his soup and sandwich.
They literally made a cup of soup.
Just there.
Yeah, it was cool.
So really that's also the fun part when you're out there traveling and camping. Man, look for those local spots. You never know what you'll find. And, dude, I'm excited to mark that down. And I think we will start making notes of little cool places we find and maybe put them on our website at outdoortestkitchen.org.
Hey.
But don't get too excited. It's not up there now. But it is a thought that...
Definitely is. I think it can be something that really can be beneficial because that is, of course, we constantly talk about cooking at the campsite, but it is a lot of fun to go to the local spots and experience what a lot of people don't really get to experience because they don't know about it.
And that's the fun. And sometimes you just don't want to cook.
That's
You can take a break at the campfire and go and have an awesome dinner with your family and friends, and you never know what you'll find in the area. And like I said, it was in the middle of nowhere. It was just happenstance that we were kind of looking and boom, it popped up and it looked pretty good. And we went and checked it out and very impressed. And we have some pictures of the outside and stuff. We didn't really take any pictures of the food.
That's true. We didn't.
We were kind of there. It was our day off. We were just kind of enjoying a day,
Yeah.
touring around, having a good time. But it was a fun place that we actually found, and I'm pretty excited about it and to return.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had some good cocktails too.
That is right. They had a great menu. And like I said, it was maybe a town, maybe 500, less than 1,000 people.
Had to have been less than that, yeah. It really
and
did.
if you didn't know where to turn off to find it, you wouldn't find it.
You wouldn't, because it's
No
like,
real sign.
yeah, it's like
signage or
right off the
anything.
highway. Just a little tiny town, no signage. Of course, I mean, they've got the water tower
Yeah.
with the city name,
They
but
don't tell you there's an awesome restaurant,
no, they don't.
that they're doing really cool, creative things. And I'm telling you what, those quail knots, I think we're going to work up a little recipe because that truffle hot sauce was awesome. And I think we should come up
Yes.
with one.
It was like a truffle
Buffalo
sauce,
Yeah.
yeah. So not like a hot sauce like chips and dip, but
like your buffalo sauce. It was basically like buffalo wings, but they used quail, which was tender and delicious.
oh, dude.
They deep fried it, and then they tossed it in that truffle buffalo sauce. I tell you what,
It's
we
something
had
we're
it
going to have
at
to.
lunch, and then we went back and had another order at dinner.
Yeah,
and then we
did.
tried a couple of their other appetizers and small
Yeah,
plates.
for dinner we just had appetizers.
And it was great.
Well, they had more appetizers than entrees. So it was like, oh, let's just try a bunch of these.
So, you guys, when you're out there camping and out on the road, I mean, take advantage of finding the cool little spots that you can have a cool experience that you wouldn't have at your own hometown. You know, like,
Yeah, because in the end, it's about having fun.
yes, and exploring. And not only exploring the outdoors, but exploring the local communities that you're around. And plus, it helps them, you know, helps
Yeah.
their economy and everything.
It
So it's a
does.
win-win for everybody. And I was very excited to find that place.
Me too. And that wasn't the only place we found either.
No, we found this cool little barbecue place.
Yeah,
I
we did.
mean, out by the lake, it was kind of a little barbecue shack, and
It was.
I tell you, it was nice. It was kind of funny because the lady working didn't really speak any English, and luckily,
Yeah.
she's way more fluent in Spanish than I am. I'm
Luckily.
Paquito. But, you know, I can get by. But it was fun interacting, and
Yeah, it was. I was very happy that I had so much
oh,
experience in a Mexican restaurant where I learned most of my Spanish because it helped me a lot. I could communicate with her and
hey, you got some awesome brisket tacos that.
dude, they were fantastic.
Dude. And I had their ribs, and I tried their just sliced brisket. Dude, on point.
Yeah.
And then we were just sitting there just talking again, and there's this table of these two old guys. They were in there for their lunch, and they just started talking to us, and we had a good
they did.
conversation. And apparently at that little barbecue place, we should try the turkey sometime.
Yeah, they said the turkey's really good. So we'll probably try that next time. But
So, you guys, you got to remember, it's not always about just cooking for yourself. It's about exploring and finding really cool places to eat, and that just makes your outdoor adventure even more fun and more, you know, precious. And come on, let's admit that sometimes you just don't want to cook. You want to go out and have a good experience. And so, a lot of the little small local places, and it always support them. The big chains, whatever. But you'd rather cook for yourself. But little small local places, dude, it's an
Typically
adventure in itself.
yeah, and typically they care a lot more about their quality and their customer care and just all around the experience of the guest. And so typically at the smaller restaurants, it's better.
Yeah, even a little diner. We've found little diners in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I can't even remember what town that was. I know which one you're talking about, but yeah.
It's in Eustis, Texas, where they shot
Oh, yeah.
a movie in 2009 using that little diner with
What movie? We may not know.
Yeah, it's like Fire Down Below with Kevin Sorbo. Cheesy B-rated movie, but hey, it was really cool because they got the little tiny local community involved, and it was fun
Yep.
seeing that movie and then going, hey, that's the cafe. Let's go try it out.
It
And
is.
actually, the cafe was awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. But yeah, that's just the fun part about. Personally, I haven't been too far outside of Texas, but especially in Texas, it is cool how the little communities usually have that kind of city diner. Every city typically has.
Those old men got to have somewhere to have coffee.
Exactly.
And if you're an old man that has coffee at a diner, you understand what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm not there yet, but one day I will be.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah, you act like it. But also, so we had a pretty awesome week. We did some boat projects we were working on. We raised the mast on the big boat.
Yeah.
So it was fun, and actually we did a little dry dock camping on the boat.
Yeah.
This
did a little
weekend.
bit of
Just
camping.
yes, well,
I mean, I guess it was camping.
it was. We were staying on the boat, even though it was in dry dock, but just getting the feel of it, and we had a lot of fun. Hey,
Yeah.
you got it. You might as well just have fun with it. We couldn't take it anywhere, but you know what? We crawled up and had a couple fun nights just acting like we were staying on the boat.
And plus, if we're going to redo it, you might as well live in it and kind of really see what you're really going to want before you waste your time and build something you don't need.
No, that's 100% correct. So it was a lot of fun, guys. It was It
was a very good week, and as you can tell, we're getting a lot closer to starting YTK.
yes.
We've got the set ready. Now it's the internet stuff.
Oh yes, the fun part.
Yeah, so we got to get that ready, and then we should be ready to go live with it. But
I tell you what, it was a great week, but unfortunately, we do have some sad news. Time for the news. Brought to you by OutdoorTestKitchen.org, the website that is there to help you with all your camping and cooking needs. Now, to the news.
so,
I'm sure most of y'all have heard by now, but the legend Jimmy Buffett passed away Friday evening.
we have
or
lost
early Saturday morning. And I'm telling you what a influence that man has had throughout his entire career.
and his origin story.
Yes.
Like, man.
I mean, being a street performer in New Orleans and then working his way up, creating fun music. And for anybody in the outdoors who loves outdoor life, you know Jimmy Buffett. You have sat there around the campfire singing his songs, not just boat people. It's such a feel-good music, and it's really sad to lose such a legend and someone who just wanted to create fun. And that was his whole thing was, hey, may not be the best singer in the world with voice-wise, but you know what? He was a great storyteller and a songwriter like no other, and just
good
made
showman.
you feel good. Oh, yes. I mean, I've been going to his concerts. I think I was 12 or 13 on my first show, and I, of course, had the coconut bra, grass skirt, big hat, and then that kind of became my uniform for all the other shows. And we'll put a couple of pictures of me at some of those shows with my big parrot head hat. Yes, I don't know if you can tell, I am kind of a beach bum. But he had a huge influence on so many people's lives, and such a positive influence, and a guy that just wanted everyone to be having a good time and to enjoy themselves. And that's what's really great. I wish we had more of that in our music artists and performers and entertainment.
Yeah.
But
I mean, what was really awesome about him was that he wasn't like all of the modern musicians where they are so full of themselves that they act like they're bigger than who they're just a human. They're nothing
and,
special.
and
But that's he wasn't like that. He
Yes.
just was a very humble.
he lived a humble lifestyle. Yes, he had luxury. I mean,
I mean,
he created a $1 billion empire, from beach songs and good time songs. Plus his cruise line, his restaurants. I mean,
his
so
beer.
much. I mean, everybody knows Margaritaville is a brand. Although he had Cheeseburger in Paradise, but that restaurant didn't last as long. But he was always willing. And I know I've heard and read from a lot of staff members that they did love him. And working for him was a great experience. And that he cared about his people. And he wanted even his crew members and, all his band members. There's been nothing but positive love about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the influence that he had on my own life, I appreciate everything. I'm glad that my parents allowed me to listen to Jimmy Buffett. And a funny story, I kind of grew up in a conservative house. But in kindergarten, my dad and I, we loved listening to Jimmy Buffett in the car. I knew that Songs You Know by Heart album by heart. And I wanted to take it to my kindergarten show and tell and say, hey, this is Jimmy Buffett. And of course, my dad was like, no, you can't do that. I'm like, why? Of course, when we listened to it, he skipped over one or two songs that were a little inappropriate, like Let's Get Drunk and Screw. But I would, at that age, I remember just being like, why can't I taste Jimmy Buffett? He's so awesome. But then later, when I was listening to the whole album and realizing him older, I'm like, oh, yes, I get it, because I went to a Christian private school at that age, and that's probably, he didn't want me bringing Let's Get Drunk and Screw and playing it for all the kindergarten.
Maybe not. That might have got a couple.
School.
Yeah, that might have got a couple complaints.
But I just remember even him being a very conservative, kind of strict father. He enjoyed Jimmy Buffett. My grandfather did. I mean, it's just the first show that I went to was with some cousins I'd never really met on my mom's side. But we went to Atlanta, Georgia, and I remember my cousin, he had this a Jeep Cherokee, an older Jeep Cherokee. And we cut out a big fin, like shark fin, painted it, and we decked out the whole car like we were a big shark, and we drove it to the concert, tailgated, and I was 12, 13 years old, but it was such a community at those shows before this show that it was so great. And the age gap was also perfect because it wasn't just for one particular age group. It didn't matter if you were a kindergarten or you were 100 years old. We could all come together and have an enjoyable time and really just realize how great life and the gift of life is. And, he will be missed, and I feel bad for people that missed his shows. And, in fact, Junior here,
Yep.
I feel really bad because we were just talking about,
talking. I was like,
because this last tour, he had some medical issues that kind of cut it short. But he had planned. He was releasing a new album.
yeah, that was the cool thing is the new album's coming out. So
And
get
I
to
was
go
like,
to some
I don't
shows.
care what we're doing, because he usually started his concert series, I think, in February, usually in Vegas. But I was like, we are going to go to at least one of those shows. I have to take you to one of those shows. And sad news is he passed, but it's okay because we can still jam out and still have the same good time. And I'm hoping there are some great tribute bands, but there may be a tribute concert where all the Parrot Heads can get together and jam. And I will
That would be
definitely
awesome.
be taking Junior. So, but
That would
guys,
be very cool.
As the outdoor community, it's about enjoying life. It's about enjoying God's creation. And I think Buffett, you can argue some other things, but ultimately he was about the same thing. Let's get out there and enjoy what's out there. He loved the sea. You may love the mountains, but it's just being out there enjoying life in the fruits of nature. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's what's awesome.
I mean, that's what it's all about, really.
No, it is. So, a big prayers and thoughts to him and his
family.
family through these times. And, he will be missed. And I think everybody can tell he's one of the few artists that I have seen that has passed away 3-4 days ago. And he is still topping the news. Like, it is, he had such an influence. And I think it's awesome.
I can almost guarantee you he's not going to be forgotten. There's just no way.
No. Every cruise ship and island and good time rum bar is going to be jamming his songs for another 100 years.
Yeah, honestly.
There's nothing like him. And unfortunately, I don't know if there will be another person. I hope there is someone who will step up and have that same feel and jam out like that. But
that would be awesome if even if it was just a cover band, if just to continue that on and have that same environment at those shows.
So, guys, like I said again, let's all keep him and his family in our thoughts and prayers, and and continue enjoying his music.
Yeah,
and enjoying.
We will.
That is for sure.
There's no doubt about that. Definitely not.
So I know we kind of skipped around our format, but in honor of Mr. Buffett, we have a little special recipe. It's time for the recipe of the week, where we break down one of our favorite recipes and give you guys all the details. So let's get cooking. Well, we might not be cooking per se, but Junior, you have a recipe that you've been working on and came up for. That's my alarm. It's my alarm you need to hurry up and make this recipe.
So, in honor of Jimmy Buffett, we came up with this new cocktail called Bama Breeze.
OTK Bama Breeze.
OTK Bama Breeze. Sorry.
There is a Bama Breeze cocktail out there, but ours is in honor of him.
It is. It's easy to make, and it's an awesome tropical summer sipper. It's you're really gonna like it. If you like tropical drinks, you're gonna like it.
Oh yes, and I can say I have really enjoyed taste testing.
Yes.
While he's been coming up with this, and I will go out.
And there has been a lot.
But I will say I'm not a fan of coconut.
Yeah.
But you're winning me over to Team Coconut.
That's good. Coconut's a great additive.
Yes, it is. Especially in rum.
So, well, what's awesome is we're going to get to make it and drink it.
Right now.
Yes. So.
All right. Well, he's going to grab the ingredients.
Let's go ahead and get the ingredients going.
But this is a really simple recipe. It basically has about 7 ingredients.
Yeah.
Plus a little garnish to make it fancy. But I'm going to let Junior go through it all. But while he's getting set up, this is a perfect summertime drink when you're out at the campsite, out at the beach, out at the lake. It doesn't matter. You want a nice tropical boat drink. It's really good. And it has some cool, I guess, different ingredients than what you might find in a lot of typical with the different flavorings. But
it's not your typical, but that's what makes it so awesome.
Yes.
So, to start off with, we've got a butterscotch rum.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing 1 1/4 ounce. That's what we've got right here. Adding it to our little mason jar, or whatever you want to use, but instead of having a shaker, we're just using a mason jar.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Then we've got 1 ounce of Rum Haven coconut rum.
And speaking of quality of coconut rum, Rum Haven, I know everybody thinks Malibu, but you need to get Rum Haven. Malibu doesn't hold a candle, and the price point is it's a little more, but not crazy enough. But I guarantee you try Rum Haven and you try Malibu, you'll use Malibu as fire starter. That's about what it's worth.
Yeah, because they don't have
They are not a sponsor, obviously.
They actually use coconut water as the flavoring in this, which holds a little higher quality over the just artificial coconut flavor.
Yes.
But after that, we've got a 1/4 ounce of Campari. So that's kind of...
It's kind of different. It's an Italian liqueur.
Yeah.
It's a little sweet, bitter notes to it. It's very popular in Italy, but it adds a great flavor.
Yeah. Then we've got 2 ounces of pineapple juice. Just like that. Then we've got a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Then we've got 3/4 ounce of simple syrup.
And of course, you can buy simple syrup, but you can easily make it. It's just a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 part water, 1 part sugar. You don't really bring it to boil, but you heat it up to dissolve the sugar and then let it cool back down, and you'll have a great simple syrup.
Yep. Then we've got these maraschino cherries, or however you say this.
What we typically call a maraschino.
Yeah, maraschino.
But these are not the ones in high fructose corn syrup and red dye. These are kind of the original ones, and you really want them. They're a little pricey, but the flavor and what they add to it is amazing. They're great bar cherry, especially for Manhattans and an old fashioned.
Yeah, in general, they're just great, though. So you're going to want a bar spoon, because this measurement is based off a bar spoon. So we're going to do a 1/2 bar spoon, which is going to come right about into here on this spoon. Hopefully you can see that. So we're going to do a 1/2 bar spoon of the syrup.
I'm telling you, those are the OG maraschino cherries, and they are amazing. We're lucky that we found a vendor that carries them. They come from Italy. You can find them.
Yeah.
We'll try to locate and put a link where you can order them on the website once we get this recipe up. Yeah, so you just add all that, and
so those are all of our main ingredients. Now we're just going to add some ice, give it a good shake.
That's right. And I love using the mason jar because
maybe
I got a little cold in that cooler. Hey,
Hey.
On a side note, that little $160 car cooler, camp cooler, there it goes. That thing gets cold and works, so far has worked beautifully. I will say that. And so right now it can go down to, I think, negative 12 degrees in one part, and it's a fridge freezer, and it's doing great. So a little side note, we're even testing while we're talking to you guys.
We are. Yeah, this was actually a test as well. So now we got the ice in there. This is why we use the mason jar, because now you can just
shake it up.
And what's really cool about this drink is you kind of get like this sea foam effect on the top, because it's really dense, small bubbles.
And the great thing about the mason jar also is you make it, you shake it, and there you go. It's also your glass.
And you're ready to go.
So we're going to grab a little bit of garnish. And what do you got for garnish there?
So for garnish, we have got a lime wheel. And we've got pineapple wedge, pineapple leaf, one of those maraschino cherries.
Oh, the good ones.
And a little umbrella.
Of course, it's a tropical drink. Ooh, that
and
looks good.
We've got our little not penguin.
A little flamingo stir.
Flamingo stir. And our straw.
Ooh. That looks amazing.
So I'm going to hand that to you.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to take a try. That's really good. And I will tell you, the coconut and the butterscotch rum really gives a nice aftertaste. It's not acidic. And the coconut, I don't know even what to say. I don't know. It's good. You should try it. It's a great summer drink. It's a great winter drink. If you want to be out in the sun, make this, and you can watch the snow and think, hey, I'm in the sun.
So, number 2.
Yes. And of course, the garnish. These cherries are amazing, so don't throw that away. Eat that. Don't eat the pineapple leaf. But the cherry, definitely eat that.
Cherry and the pineapple itself, you can go ahead and eat that. So,
and Junior, he's been working on this recipe, and it turned out really good. And like I said, I have been not a fan of coconut for a long time, and I'm not gonna lie, that Rum Haven coconut rum has really started to expand my palette of I'm more willing to try things with coconut now. I'm really starting to appreciate it, and thanks to the OTK Bama Breeze, I'm loving
OTK
coconut even
Bama
more.
Breeze.
Cheers. Tell you what, these could get me in trouble.
Yeah, these, they make you want to go back for more.
Yes, and they have a good aftertaste, and they just, I don't know, guys.
And
I
look
tell
at
you
that
what,
color.
Here's to you, Mr. Buffett.
Yes.
Thanks for all the good times.
Thank you.
And the many more to come.
Absolutely.
So,
But yeah, so this recipe, it was just a blast to come up with. And you may think, butterscotch? What are you thinking? Butterscotch in a tropical drink?
it
But
works.
I'm telling you, dude.
And I'm telling you, if you can't find this butterscotch rum, it's called Bones. Just substitute it with your traditional, like a dark spiced rum, not a black rum, just a normal dark rum, and it will still turn out great.
Yeah,
So-
and you could do a vanilla rum too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want it to be the OTK Bama Breeze, you got to do the Bones.
Yes. But hey, it's a great recipe, and if you can't find the bones, man, still it's enjoyable.
It's going to
no
be
matter
enjoyable.
what.
Yeah.
But
And you can get creative.
Yes, that's part of our recipes. We want y'all to
Yeah.
take them and develop them to your taste and everything, So, but guys, well, that is
That's it for this week, guys.
yes, and remember, you can check us out at outdoortestkitchen.org. I will get this recipe up.
Yeah. It should be up shortly.
ASAP. And remember, every Thursday we come out with a podcast, and keep staying tuned for YTK. We'll be getting those build projects out pretty soon.
We shall. And on OTK, we'll get some build projects out too.
Oh yes, we got lots of planning. So guys, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a comment. Let us know if there's something that you want us to try out.
Let us know what you think about the set. Is there
Yes.
anything that you were expecting, or did we surpass what you expected?
Oh, we definitely had a lot of fun making it, and
We did.
even more fun using it. So
Absolutely.
guys, thanks again for tuning in, and we hope to see y'all next week. And again, remember, keep camping and keep cooking.
Yeah.
Or keep
Hey.
making a couple
keep
of
drinking.
bevies. All right, till next week.